Peerscale is an organization designed for tech leaders and CEOs to grow and develop as their companies are scaling up from a few million in revenue all the way up to hundreds of millions in revenue. In 2020, when COVID came, we had to go to a virtual format entirely. And then in 2021, we had our first ever hybrid event where we had the vast majority of our attendees, our members, participating live.
I didn't have very many concerns about doing a hybrid event. In fact, the biggest challenge we had in leading up to creating this hybrid event was just the constantly changing rules and regulations imposed by the government with regards to gathering in person. And part of going hybrid was because there was going to be a point in time where we couldn't have everybody all in one room. So the hybrid approach was essential to this event actually happening in person.
We had the majority of the speakers in person. I think we had 3 or 4 that were remote, either because of restrictions on their side or geographical limitations. It was wonderful. It allowed us to bring in some fairly high profile guests into an event that they probably would not normally make the trek to for a 1-hour presentation. The attendee experience was great. If someone had to take a call or step out of the room, they didn't have to miss anything. They could have it playing in the background on a laptop, or they could have it on their mobile phone.
We did wind up having a few speakers who were hesitant to attend in person. And so our in-person audience who had just watched a live speaker on stage and saw Tony, our MC, introduce and outro that speaker. We then took a 15-minute break, set up Tony in a conference room upstairs on a laptop, and brought in our virtual speaker. And then everybody came back in, and there's Tony and our virtual speaker on stage. And the audience knows it's live because they just saw him 15 minutes ago. The audience was really wowed by how quickly we could just go from in-person to virtual.
The biggest benefit wasn't actually the live portion, in my opinion. I think it was the fact that it was recorded and available right away after. So the recording portion really helped out because it's on demand right after the session's over.
We also had a couple of last-minute changes that we were able to accommodate virtually. A lot of times at these conferences, there are last-minute changes because people's flights are delayed. But with the virtual format, we had 100% participation from all the vendors and sponsors and presenters in the time slots that they were supposed to be. So it really allowed us to keep on schedule and keep things moving along with the agenda.
We needed the team that EventMobi offers, the virtual event producers, but also the on-site event producers that they were able to connect us with. The motion graphics, the production assets that the team is able to put together. That content is really professionally done and it looks really sharp.
I think the hybrid model is a great model, especially in this day and age. I think it's something that's necessary for any organization that's looking to retain and attract new members or increase its scale of operations.
So we did have a post-event survey, and the survey results were resoundingly positive. A lot of people said that it was one of the best events they'd ever attended.
The things we've learned during COVID have really helped us broaden our expectations and broaden our awareness of what's possible with some of the modern tools that are available. Going forward, we anticipate that we'll have and continue to use a hybrid model because it'll allow us to bring in people that we otherwise couldn't get, and it'll allow us to attract more people to come in and participate in the knowledge sharing that we do at Peerscale.